Good morning, my tribe. Sylvia here with Running with Needles and Scissors. It is Monday morning. Let's look at 10 to 8 in the morning. I'm doing this before I head not out to work, but upstairs to work in the other building. So I've got my trusty companion with me again. She's really faithful. She gets up with me. I get up at about 5:30 in the morning, and she always gets out of bed and comes and joins me. Either she sits next to me on the couch upstairs in my stitching room where I also do my quiet time, or she lays in her doggy bed right there next to me. But she is just laying on my lap, or halfway on my lap, because she's a little bigger than my lap. But I don't want to disturb you. Good morning, people. Good morning. Yeah, I know. Mama's crazy, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll put her back down. Let's see if we can. Well, here. Now she's just going to sit for a while. Well, we'll work around her. She is, she's my best buddy. I love Millie. Millie is such a little clown. She's fast asleep upstairs with Dad. She likes to sleep in, so does he. So, and since he's working from home, he can sleep in a little bit in the mornings. But Mia is my faithful and trusty companion. So, anyways, let's see where we stopped. I'm going to set the timer so I don't go over. Hold on, 30 minutes. Oops, let's do it again. 30 minutes. All right. Okay, and so I realized that I probably should mention at the beginning of every Floss Tube where I am, which is in Germany. So we've been here 10 years, over 10 years now. I live right north of Frankfurt, and in a very beautiful area called the Taunus. And the Taunus, hello, are you talking? You want to talk to? The Taunus is an area where there's hills and lots of woods, and it's used a lot for, what's it called? Now I'm thinking in German. Like it's an area where the air is particularly good. And so people that have lung issues and just generally are sick are sent for recuperation. And it really is beautiful, and I'm so fortunate to live here. All right, let's see where we stopped off. Yeah, it's morning, so my brain isn't quite with it. Let's do the next giveaway. Just to repeat, on the first video, the giveaway is Mary Good by Sassafras Samplers, and this is courtesy of Sassy Jack's Stitchery, because we had a order snafu, and this is a double, and she just told me to go ahead and keep it, so I'm giving it away because I already have it. And the next one, I know it looks a little shop worn because it's moved across the ocean and moved within Germany. This is the Sampler Roundie by Shakespeare Peddler, and in it you get the floss, the instructions, and the antique button you see right there. Let me open it up. It's a little... Oh, come on. All right, here we go. All right, so I already put long time ago, evidently, the flosses on tags. I haven't cut them though. You are welcome to do it again should you win this. The instructions are in here, and the button. Very cute. There. Where is the camera on this thing? Okay, there you go. Okay. Anyways, so on this video, if you mention something with cat, and give you a close-up of this, it's really cute. I'm just not a cat person. I like cats. We just don't have any. We have dogs. And my husband's allergic to cats, so I tend not to do cat things. This one, on the first video, mentioned the word sassy, since it comes from Sassy Jacks. And I will draw the winners once this is all over, and I do my regular video. And so these are going in half-hour increments. Somebody said, oh, but I like your long ones. I understand. I'll be back to those normal ones once we're done here. And yeah, so let's not dilly-dally, get going. All right, this is a pouch by Namaste. It's a very fine weave, mesh, and it came in sets. As you see, my floss is beautiful down here. It snaps to shut and open. It's fine just to put things in. It's really made more for knitting, but this house, the people that lived in here prior to us, they were, I almost said drug dealers, but they were rug dealers. They were Persians and rug dealers, so they had a lot of wool in the house. And these wool moths got in. And this house has old wooden floors. It was built in the 1900s, so it's 120 years old. And it has old wooden floors, and there are little gaps between the wood. And this is the only thing I can figure out. And so I have been battling these wool moths since I've moved in. I've never had them before, and all of a sudden there were wool moths. And all I can figure is that these wool rugs, which some of them were left in the house, somehow the wool moths got in. And so storing my knitting projects, even in this fine mesh, is no good because the little moths will get in there and start eating things up. And so I have to put my things in plastic bags or zipper cloth pouches. And all my wool is stored in bins and plastic, like oversized plastic Ziploc bags, because I have come back to projects and the moths have been busy. And I spray all my sweaters with, I use a lot of essential oils, and I have cedarwood essential oil. So I just put it in a spray bottle with some little bit of water, and I spray everything regularly, and it keeps them away, at least from my good stuff. So, okay, that was a detour. Here we go. Hannah Beebe, 1816. I love this sampler. It took me a long time to find it. Don't ask me why, but and I've had it for a while now. And so I decided to do something color-wise a little different. This is a 40 count Lakeside linen, but don't ask me the color. It's bluish. And let me fold this in half. I should have brought down a board or something like that. Okay, so you can see that I'm doing a really light version of it. And the colors are hard to pick up on camera. So this is a color right here, the top portion. This is another color, and of course this one's obviously another color. And when I first started it, I think I stitched some up here, and then I was working on the motifs going down, and this one I started either one out too far or one in too far. So, you know, I put it away, and then I think last year I took it back out and ripped everything out up to here and restitched it. So it's stitched with Vicki Clayton silks. You'll see a lot of Vicki Clayton silks just because I have them and I stocked up on them before she went out of business. She didn't go out of business. She stopped dying, and I have no idea what she's doing these days. And she was selling these bags called detritus bags. These were the ends of color runs that were too short to put in a skein or whatever. But you could buy, it was a bargain. You could buy a bag about this big stuffed with silks, and you just had to take them apart and wind them. And I think that was another hobby of mine, was taking apart detritus bags and just, you know, combining colors and whatnot. So these two come out of the detritus bag. This is a very light yellow. Here's the very light blue, and this is a spool. So this is the brown. And it's funny, you know, when you lay it on the fabric and you're like, oh yeah, this will work, and then you stitch with it and you're like, ooh, it's a lot lighter than I thought. But these are the colors. I love this sampler. Definitely want to get back to it. Ooh, going. I need an assistant to put everything back in the bags. All right. Let's see here. Here is a Tula pink bag that I made. It's made with, I forget what this cotton is called. Anyways, it's treated cotton, and so it's got this not plastic, but anyway, so it's kind of like oilcloth, but it's much softer than oilcloth. And I really love making bags out of this stuff. It's not the funnest to sew with, but they're great for traveling, and they just, you know, they're waterproof, water repellent, not waterproof, but water repellent at least. So, what's in here? Oh, Praiseworthy Yellow House. Okay, so here's the inside of the bag. This is something I bought on Stash Unload. Praiseworthy Stitches Yellow House. I really love Praiseworthy Stitches aesthetic and the way they design. You'll see when I pull the project out that the colors are way brighter, which I don't mind it. Anyway, so I don't know the name of the stitcher who started this. She passed away, but there was somebody on Stash Unload that was selling all her projects, and I bought one of them. I just felt called to do it, and I want to finish this. I don't know what her name is, but you know, I just think about my stitching and what happens to it when I'm dead, and yeah, I just wanted to do that. It really is very, very pretty. Unfortunately, it's on 32 count. I knew this when I bought it, and you know, it's stitched with 2 threads, which is so not my favorite, but check it out. It is so pretty. Anyways, to the unnamed stitcher, I will finish your project, and I will hang it in my house and treasure it. And it'll be truly a labor of love, because 2 threads. Over 2. Okay. There's that. I better not get confused here. I had a little oopsie yesterday. I decided when I was done with the video, I stuck everything back in the basket, and I was like, oh, because the basket wasn't empty yet, and yeah, that was not the smartest move, because I'm like, oh, I don't remember what exactly I covered and what I didn't. Okay, another bag, French General. I love this whole line with the kids. And this is the lining fabric. And I was in a hurry, I guess, because I didn't put any Velcro on, and nor does it have a button. So that is something I need to catch up on. And it's pretty loaded here. Okay, so this is Prairie Schooler Months. Okay, let me look inside. Oh, okay, yeah. So here... All right. So this is my working copy. I had this fabulous idea, not original by any means, of stitching all the months, all 12 of them, you know, because I saw this thing on Pinterest. It was a Japanese stitcher, and she had stitched each month and kind of mounted them on a board separately, and then she had them propped up one at a time on a little easel. And this is way before Priscilla and Chelsea hit the scene. So, and you know, she would switch them out every month. And I thought, what a brilliant idea. I'm going to do that. I'm going to stitch all 12 months. So, January, here we are. Here are the colors. I have some spools in there. This is, again, Vicki Clayton. I pulled my own. I am stitching this on 48 count gander linen. It really is one of my gander linen's my absolute favorite. Unfortunately, Mr. Gander passed, and the whole manufacturing is closed. They did household linens, so stuff for upholstery, curtains. They did stitching linens, nothing for wearing, but they were fantastic, and their linen is great. So this is my fabulous start into the 12-month series. Who knows? And so, being a dunderhead, I started stitching it this way. I cut the linen, And again, there will be no more, and I only have a limited amount. I don't even think I have enough for this. I figured if I run out, I will just take 46 count natural linen if they make that, and finish it up on that. But anyway, so once I finish this one, the rest will be stitched this way, and I can get a whole bunch more on here rather than doing them that way, and I'm not wasting all this linen right there. Okay, roll it up, roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. And this bag has a scissor jail with it. There's nothing in it. It needs a button, but I always tie them to the bag, yeah, so that they don't, I sew in the little leash and then it stays in there. That was a little thing for a while, making the scissor jail do for my friend Michelle at Cozy Egg, because of her traumatic experience of the scissor poking a hole in her linen, her project. All right. Oh, walk of shame. Here we come. All right. This is Little Stitches. It's a Mirabilia Crescent Dreams. I believe they are out of print, but I couldn't swear to that. The idea was to stitch each one of my kids one of these. I do have one for each one of them as a birth sampler. My kids are in their 20s. One is in her late 20s. The problem is it's 32 count. This is a Silk Weaver Even Weave, I think. I can't tell you the color, but anyways, and I don't even know which way it goes. You see that I was super motivated to stitch this. This is the first one. I've done none. I am not motivated to stitch it now either, so this is not calling me. The colors are super sweet, of course, and there's bling to boot, so that's why you have to do it on 32 count, which is some pearls and some, oh, let's see. Yeah. These are some stars. Whatever. Maybe this will go straight if I should ever have grandkids. I might be more motivated. Isn't that sad? Okay. We don't need to discuss this. Mirabilia Little Stitches. I think that's the only one so far that I'm going, not into it. All right. This is a French General Christmas bag I made. I put the zipper in the opposite way. I have a little bling hanging on there. This is actually, is this the front? Yes, it is. So this was a little necklace I got when I was a little girl from my grandma. And the necklace long broke. It's not something I would wear anymore. I think it is sterling silver or white gold. I can't tell. But anyways, I just stuck it on here. I thought, you know, I have like single earrings and stuff like that. And I thought, instead of them sitting in my jewelry box, because I won't use them because they're single or whatever, let me figure out how to make little zipper pulls, and that way I can enjoy them again. All right. This is Ann Roberts by Hands Across the Sea Sampler. There's a stitch along going on, but I got it, actually this one I got from Nicole Needlework. She started it and then it just wasn't speaking to her, and so sometimes she sells her stuff, and I jumped on it. So this, I actually love it. I actually love that it comes from Nicole. She's a friend of mine. There is a, well, I can't find it. There is a, maybe it's in here. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is the bookmark, and on it she wrote, you know, when she started it, what she used, and the linen. Anyways, so I'm going to cover up her last name. Nicole. She started it on 11/8 and 19. She's using 46 count parchment, and it's stitched with Overo Soie 103. And I'll show you her fabulous work. Here are all the here are all the silks. And so when I bought this from her, I was telling my husband, I said, oh, when it comes, I said, I hope she's finished the border, because Nicole always starts and does the whole border. And I hate the border because mine never meets up. It's always a fudgy thing at the end, or I have to rip it back to where I made the mistake. So, and it came, and I rip open the package and I pull out the linen, and I was like, yes, yes, yes. She's gone all the way around. She's done the border. So this is all Nicole, not me, but I really intend to pick it up and continue. It'll probably be very obvious where I picked it up, because Nicole's stitching is immaculate. It is super, super nice. All right, not my whip, but a whip nonetheless. And I love that I have her name on it and everything on the bookmark. So I'll just make a little slash and put my name on there, and when I picked it up and continued. So, okay, there we go. That concludes the first basket, and we'll go on to the second. I have 10 minutes left. The second one I already parked conveniently. I'll show it to you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the second one, and this is not all. Let me put that. The next haul will come down in a laundry basket, because they're actually stored in a cabinet. This basket I did not get out of the trash. I bought it at my favorite Christmas market. So Germany does, every town does a Christmas market, and this one is in Bad Wimpfen. It is about, I think we drive a little ways, like 2 hours, 1.5 hours. And it is in the really old medieval part of town. So you get to park down, and it's very well visited. So you get to park down by the river, and then you have to hike it up a pretty steep hill and take a turn and hike some more. And you're hiking along with all the people, or you can take the bus, but I never do. And I make my husband walk, which he loves. And so, and then you turn off and you go down this very narrow aisle, and then slowly the sides like go up. So you have houses here, but the ground also, it's very hilly. And so you're walking kind of way low, and you go through that old town gate, and you walk in, and you kind of come from, it's darker on the outside, and then when you walk through, then it's lit up with Christmas lights, little white lights, and there's little stands. It's very narrow, so they have to strategically place the stands. And then you get to the old marketplace. Of course, there are a lot of stands there and booths, and you can do sort of a circle. You walk in marketplace, and then you walk to the end, and then you go up pretty steep up a hill, and there's booths along the way. And then there's another, like a church area up top, and there's some more, and then you come down the other way. It's really delightful. There's a lot of handmade items there still, and a lot of the other markets that you come to are very commercialized. They're manufactured items that they display and sell, and so this one's more handmade. And so I bought this basket there, and my husband was very kind to carry it all the way back down to the car for me. So it stores a third of my whips, maybe. So here's this one. This is my working copy, Mermaid Singing. It's super bright by Work Basket, and I had somebody in mind when I started stitching this. The colors are very, very bright. I'm going to let the linen hang over the pattern as I turn around and show you the colors. So there are the colors, and this one with a dangling thread and a needle hanging off of it. Obviously I stopped mid-stitch. This is, I bet you, a 32 count. This might be avocado, or I'd have to dig around. I don't know. But anyways, I decided to stitch it over one. There is a small version of this So it's this side of the sampler. I'll come closer, right here. And I'll get back to it one of these days. I think it's delightful. And a little, yeah, different than, you know, what I would normally do. So in it goes. Oh, Mamma Mia. Oh, I made a little, I was messing around to see if I could, like, make little bell pulls, little zipper pulls, and this was one of the ones I made. This, okay, this was a stitch along, and I have said a couple times that I am, you know, Miss Stitch Along on the hand-dyed fiber boards. So this was Kathy Barrick's alphabet, and back at that time, each one came individual. So each letter came separate. And so I can't show you because they're not in here because I probably have them stored in my binder and just I'm working off a working copy. What I can show you is the layout for the alphabet. So this is the layout, and by Kathy Barrick. Really, I love it. So today you can get the pattern as one. And I really hung in there a long time with this stitch along. There you go. Letter A, done. But I still really do like it. And this was hand dyed by me, this fabric. It's a 40 count Zweigart. Now, I just have to show you what's in the bag. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's a fortune of overdyes in here. I think if I need a thread, I should really go look in here to see if it's in there. Now with the Gentle Arts shut down, I think most of these are Gentle Arts. Hopefully they'll be back to work soon and the flosses will be available. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can. Okay. So this is not something I've started yet. So sometimes in here will just be a kitted up project because I kitted it up and I had a bag and I put it in there. I think I saw this one, I think, on Brenda and Laura. So Brenda and the Serial Starter. This is with needle and thread. Unfortunately, it's an out-of-print Blackbird design book. And I am just goofy over the, let's see, this is what I wanted to stitch. There's really a lot of nice little projects, as with any Blackbird design. So this is the, I believe it's called, did they print it on it? My Quaker House. These are my colors, people. I just love this. So nice. I mean, there's some other nice, I looked through it the other day. Oh, I love this one. Love this one. Love the floss they used on this. This was a Water Lilies Kelp, I think it's called. The one that's really right now holding my attention is Gloriana Havana Brown. Oof, love that. And there was a Christmas one, which I thought was so nice. Hold on. 1 minute, 1 moment. Here. Let Heaven and Nature Sing. Oh, yeah. Okay, really nice book. Maybe they will re-release it with needle and thread. And I have this kitted up. So this is for my Quaker House. Here are the flosses, and here's the fabric. I'm going to put it on. I think it's a Lakeside. It calls for something else, an R&R, I think French vanilla, but I'm going to put it on Lakeside. It looks like an exemplar light maybe, light exemplar. Okay, off it goes. My macaroon bag, my partner in crime, Michelle from Cozy Egg, and I, we traveled to France and to Paris and went to the Paris Needlework Show, and I bought this there, and I sewed us both macaroons, a macaroon bag, Ooh, that Velcro is tight. And this is the inside, super bright. Oh, and of course, in here is stored the sampler we decided to stitch together. And it's a French sampler, a cathedral sampler. And I think Michelle too wanted to do several cathedral samplers. And there's a number of them that are beautiful. GGR has some, Kitten Stitcher has some, or one anyways. Anyway, so this one, not to tease y'all, is Le Marquois de Justine. It is done by Stitcher's Dream Designs. Now, I don't know if this one's still available. I'll hold it up closer so you can see the website and the email. Justine was a young girl that stitched this French sampler. She died, I think, the year after of the smallpox, I believe. Don't quote me though. I'd have to read it again. This is of course, this is the picture of the antique, and then this is the picture of the reproduction. And I think I have my fabric I dyed myself, but maybe not. I can't remember. It's most certainly 40 count, and it's, yeah, and most certainly Lakeside linen looks like. But this is where I'm at with the whole shebang. I really enjoy stitching on this. This is so cute. Love that dog. That dog cracks me up. The little devil dog on a cathedral sampler with its horns, well, its ears, but the eyes are red. Look at that, the nose, and the tail is like a whip. Anyway, so this is where I'm at. My buzzer is buzzing. I shall stop. Time to go to work. And yeah, I wish you guys a really good start to your week. Things are, in terms of coronavirus, are easing up here, restriction-wise. So the stores under 800 square meters, and I cannot even tell you how big 800 square meters or what that is in square feet, are allowed to open again. They haven't called out a mandatory mask wearing in public, but I really firmly believe it's coming. There are some states here in Germany that have already done it. There's some cities that have done it. And I can only assume that once they have the supply issues worked out, that they will make mask wearing mandatory. And I don't disagree. It'll allow us to move around. It'll allow people to do business. And I think it's a good step forward. So anyway, so I can only urge you, don't wait. Wear your mask now. Regardless of what they say, that it doesn't work and blah, blah, blah. It's not true. It really does work. Yeah, they've proven it time and time again in cities where they have the mask, the mandatory mask wearing, are seeing now that they don't have any new cases. So I don't know what that nonsense was about wearing masks don't help. Wearing masks incorrectly is an issue, but I think hopefully there's... Everything's on YouTube, so hopefully there's a video tutorial on how to put on your mask properly and remove it properly. And please, I'm seeing it more and more, people throwing their masks on the ground. Don't do that. Don't do that. Somebody has to pick it up, and just please put it in the trash. All right, my friends, take good care. Best still is to stay home if you can. But if you don't, then hopefully you have a mask and you wear it. Take care. Stay happy, healthy, and terrific, and I will be back maybe tomorrow morning with another edition of the WIP Parade. Bye, all.